Today at Lower Falls Park, Rochester, New York. As we enter the park, you'll notice foliage. The principal object of our interest today will be a large waterfall, the Lower Falls by name. I don't know if you can hear it at this point. Definitely can't see it. And as we go deeper along the path towards the Lower Falls Park, you'll get a better sense. For now, you get trees, a pathway, some guy, but no waterfall. If you look up toward the sky in the distance, there are the final remains of the Kodak manufacturing plant, high above the trees into the clouds. On our left, spewing water all over the place, just below the line of trees, so you'll see it better shortly, is the actual waterfall. The Lower Falls gets its name, clever as it is, from not being quite as high as the high falls in Rochester. In fact, our goal today was High Falls. However, it's currently under renovation, which is conceptually odd, but of some kind. You'll see a massive wall of water falling, hence falls. But you'll have to take my word for it, it is lower along the Genesee River than the High Falls. If they found another waterfall along the way, they'd have to call it, the even lower falls, because they're not really coming up with a lot of creative names. See if I make my way this way. Get a bit better sense of it. Not much better. There's a bridge, which you'll see in a second, that captures a view of the falls, but unfortunately there's a thick corrugated fence that kind of obscures the view. And I'm trying to show you where the water ends up, which forms a very large puddle at the bottom. And we'll kind of trace the path towards it. Again, modern industry above the bridge. I knew what that was, but do not now remember. Path takes us back into the brush. As I say, High Falls was the original goal for today, but it's blocked. The bridge to view it is blocked off, so for all intended purposes, the High Falls does not exist today. Although technically we know it exists because it's higher than the Lower Falls, and if it didn't exist, we wouldn't see any water coming off the Lower Falls. the beams holding up the bridge of traffic. As we cross under it, some coded messages for the locals. And I'm going to circle back, because this puts us north of the falls. I was thinking to try to find the better view, as opposed to this completely non-view. But we'll keep on a-trying. It's a quiet day on the path. It's a all but empty day on the path. Labor Day, so most are out there marching. You should keep in mind we literally are right now in the heart of the center of the city of Rochester. The Genesee River just kind of goes straight through it, leaving its mark in this way. Although it's a little, compared to the high falls, well, see, if you see that fellow on the far right of the falls, I think he's taking a picture of us or something. That's what I was trying to see how to get to, but I'm not the most what's the word, bright when it comes to foliage and unpaved roads. Speaking to themselves via a camera. You notice I took the left path. I can't justify that. It just looked right. There's a sign over here, which can't pass that up. Somebody went to a lot of trouble. Genesee River Gorge Geology. At the top, Rochester Shale, then Irondequoit Limestone, Williamson Shale, Lower Sodus Shale, Runellis Limestone, Maplewood Shale, Kodak Sandstone, Grimsby Sandstone, and then Queenston Shale. Well, I don't want to say that was rather obvious, but somebody felt it was necessary to write it down. You can see for yourself on the side of the hill there what they're talking about, but obviously you can see their layers. Don't really need a whole map made for that. Now, going to keep on this path to the right. There's a sign here for danger. Poison ivy. Leaves of 3, leave them be. Kind of a rap theme to the whole danger. Up ahead, more signs. This one looks as if someone's gone ahead and made their own editorial changes. The moment I tumbled into, no, I don't think we'll do that, but oh, I did not realize, out of the corner of my eye emerges Stonehenge. This requires investigation. I don't see any people around, so it must be real. Otherwise, if the locals thought it was an odd thing to see, they'd come out to see it. But since the locals apparently don't find it interesting or unusual, seat of forgetting and remembering. I'm reading the stone in the middle. That's clearly made by humans. Seat of forgetting and remembering. It's getting repetitive on that way, but actually now we get closer. I'm gonna retract the Stonehenge guess, because it's actually artwork. So you can see the hands and the faces and some of the graffiti from the top to the bottom. And it is seat. This in the center is the seat of forgetting and remembering. I'll just walk one around. Perhaps if some people see me with a camera, it'll get their attention to come look at it. Probably not. All right. Back to the trail as we were warned to stay with. Again, repeating the danger, danger sign. This time not poison ivy, but falling off of walls. Fall off walls, poison ivy. Forgetting and remembering. It's all captured in this one spot. All right, so we're moving north of the falls with the Genesee River itself. Not obviously where we're standing, but beyond that rail. See if we get any better view. Much as we love being among nature, sometimes it can be quite a hindrance to deal with all this nature when you're just trying to see other aspects of nature. But we're not getting it here. So you'll have to look past the nature to find the nature. It's very zen. McCrackenville settlement. This area was once a thriving milling and manufacturing settlement. Doctor, as clearly would raise his status, David McCracken purchased the land sometime before 1815. A little dubious about when that was. By the mid-1820s, again vague, the area was subdivided with the intent of creating a desirable location for industry. Doctor seems more interested in money, but all right. Water was diverted from Middle Falls, visible upstream, to fill a mill race, which ran through the center of the development. A visible remnant of the mill race network is the arch located directly in front of this overlook. And literally that is true. It is out there somewhere, but also directly in front of this overlook are a throng of trees and bushes and whatever. Okay. So for over 120 years, McCrackenville was home to numerous industries, paper mills, carpet mills, a trunk factory, etc. The remaining foundations are buried beneath rock debris from the excavation of Midtown Plaza. Finally, a modern reference. Midtown Plaza was one of the most important thriving mercantile areas in Rochester. A quick glance of the "you are here" part. And back down the path. I just want to check this sign. Lower Falls Loop, Maplewood Park. That's the claim. We'll let's see how well they fulfill it. You get a bit better sense of the water, the view. I'm going dangerously off the path in case you want to get your cameras ready. Yeah, clearly this is the path they're talking about that's dangerous to go down. And you get a nice raging sense of the river, and if you're standing here with me, a pretty good whiff of the Mary Jane. To each their own. Sometimes it takes whatever it takes to get through looking at a river. Ah. There's the first sign of true civilization, the gate blocking any further progress. I'll just walk close enough to read. For your safety, stay on trail. But the question is this beyond the gate a part of the trail? I'm going to say it is, for the record and any possible litigation, and just go ahead. Ah, yes, the calm water here, segregated on its own little reservation. Down here on the other side, the roaring waters, the roaring waters. Ooh, a powerful force, which I'm trying to find a better view of. Why it is roaring. Here we go. Yeah. I'm not a geologist, but I don't think that's a natural waterfall. Again, the gate, fence, and steel bridge, dead giveaway. All right. Seems to be letting us out. Very far from where anybody would have parked. Calm water, murky water. And that's the idea. So we end with this one last danger, just so you know what I had to put up with to put this video together. Underwater intake area, strong currents and undertows are always present. And you can tell that by the fact that that guy is swimming with one arm. All right then. Again, this has been the Baranoff Experience, Lower Falls, Rochester, New York. Until then, so long.